I had to jump on. We got to do a little quickie here on a midweek edition of the Sports Rush. Welcome to it. I am Brett Rump. And of course, before we go any further, I want to get you to subscribe, like, share, and click the bell for the latest alerts with the Sports Rush. Please do that. It costs nothing, it's just a kind gesture. So you go in, you subscribe to the channel, you share the channel, you like the videos. All of those things are important here on YouTube. Yesterday had a chance to spend about an hour out at Media Day for high school football. Yeah, it's just around the corner, just over a month away. Had a chance to visit with a number of the coaches. I felt kind of cheated because by the time I got there, I think 5, 6 teams had left. And within the first 10 or 15 minutes of my arrival, I had them flooding the hallways heading to their cars. Yeah, I chased away the crowd. Actually, well, the way Media Day is set up, for those of you that aren't familiar, you've got the big room at the Miro Center, and this is the first time we've had the Media Day at the Miro Center, and they did a fantastic job of setting it up and hosting it. And a big thanks to everybody with Parkview. But the way it's set up is newspaper people generally go around table to table, talk to the coaches they need to talk to. Generally, there is a sports writer who's responsible for each conference. And so you see them making the rounds to the tables that have the teams that are members of that conference. And then around the outer wall, you've got the booth set up or the background set up, the backdrop, for them to get headshots, quick interviews, whatever it might be. So you've got some of the TV stations that were there. Parkview Sports Medicine was doing some video. And then you had Shannon Griffith and Eric Dutkevich. They were doing a podcast. And so there's a lot going on along the outer walls. But what happens is you kind of make the rounds with your team, go through the lines, get the headshots, the interviews, whatever, with each media group, and then you're done. Some people decided they didn't want to stay for dinner. They just wanted to make a quick exit, and that's fine. They've had a long day and they headed home. I just didn't get a chance to talk to them. But I really did appreciate all of the kind words because I had a number of the coaches that knew about the show being canceled back in April from radio. And they extended some really great thoughts and were very disappointed in that decision. And it was really kind for them to speak up. I know sometimes people get a little uneasy about what exactly to say. And I welcome any comments that you've got. And I appreciate what the high school coaches had to say. Of course, we talked about some of the high school sports features, like the high school football picks of the week. What are we going to do about that? And how will it go on Friday night? But we did have some really, really kind words, and I appreciate all the support of the high school football coaches. A couple of them asked me, how long is this? I said, it's 15 years now that I've been doing the high school sports. And so truly has been my honor, and I appreciate it so much. All right, so we've got to talk a little bit about Major League Baseball's All-Star Game. Those of you that have listened to the show are very aware that I am not an All-Star Game guy. I think they're generally useless. I don't think they put on a show of the very best of the talent because the talent doesn't put their very best into it. I think they're more having fun, like it's a rec game, and 40 or 50,000 people have been invited to watch it. I've just never been a big fan. But I will say this about what Major League Baseball is doing. Major League Baseball has learned from the Savannah Bananas. And I know we can all laugh about the Savannah Bananas and some of the antics with the dancing and with all of the choreographed routines, the trick plays. But let me tell you something. They have revolutionized mainstream baseball. They've changed the game. Major League Baseball, somebody has looked at the Savannah Bananas and said, you know what? They've got things they do right. The first thing they get right is they understand the fan experience. And baseball, rather than being, this is our game, and we think just because it's our game, you should be interested, they've realized they've got to get the game closer to the fans, especially the younger fans. Younger fans want to be entertained. They don't want to just see a competition. They can go watch a chess match if they want to see competition. And baseball was becoming like watching chess. I mean, think about the sport in and of itself. More balls that are hit are hit into foul territory than hit in fair territory. What does that mean? The batter stays at the batter's box and nothing really is accomplished. When you get a productive at bat or plate appearance, I should call it, when you get a productive plate appearance, there's a chance you may walk to first base. Now, there's drama. A guy is walking to first base. That's the way to add some speed and excitement to the game is they walk. Well, the Savannah Bananas kind of changed that all up. And now you sprint to first base. Foul balls can be caught by the spectators. And while Major League Baseball hasn't changed the game that much, they have tried to figure out how can we get this game connected more to our fans so that it's fun and it's entertainment as much as it is competition. And so far this year, you've seen things like having players mic'd up during a ball game, usually position players. Last night, Clayton Kershaw, I mean, that clip should live in infamy. Clayton Kershaw being mic'd up, talking to Smoltz, asking Smoltz what he should throw. And I mean, that was just great television. It made it enjoyable to watch. You never knew what player they were going to talk to next. You get somebody at the plate, you get somebody on the mound. It could be anybody. I really thought baseball is headed in the right direction in understanding how to connect the game to the younger fan, and especially the younger fan that wants to watch the game on TV. That 25-year-old that wants to watch TV, but of course they'll give it limited time because they've got their social media to scroll through. They've got, Tinder to check out, whatever it might be. And baseball, I thought last night, started to merge a connection with the All-Star game and the fans watching at home, and I thought they did a terrific job. It was actually watchable, and I take back everything I said about Major League Baseball All-Star games and saying that they're completely unwatchable because last night it was not awful television. And in fact, it even came down to, I don't know, they call it overtime, extra innings, whatever, the home run hit off. And Kyle Schwarber even added some drama there, 3 for 3 in his home runs. And the National League ends up taking the game by virtue of a home run, a home run battle, a home run duel, whatever you might want to call it. That was fun. I mean, it was a fun way to end the game. I don't mind that a bit. I mean, you could say, oh, there's no way to decide a game. Okay, well, do you ever watch soccer? What does soccer do? This is very similar to what soccer does. They use an element of their game, and they use it as a skill to decide who actually wins a contest. Baseball did it last night. I thought it was fun. All right. Last night also I had a chance to watch the Fever, and I didn't enjoy it all that much because I didn't think the Fever played all that well. Connecticut's not a good basketball team, especially without Marina Mabrey, and yet Connecticut hung around, made the game interesting against the Fever. It never should have been interesting. The Fever went up 39-30, and at that point should have started to put the game away. Instead, they give up 10 straight points. They gambled a couple of times on defense and got burned. They couldn't rebound to save their lives, and the Fever cannot be a bad rebounding team. I mean, they have gotten bigger and stronger around the basket. You got Aaliyah Boston, you got Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hull. You've got players that can rebound. Get in there and rebound. Box somebody out, clear out space around the basket. It's all about owning the real estate when you're a rebounder. Get your piece of real estate down there, get the player out of your real estate, and then get the rebound. It's not that hard. Leah Boston was just terrible around the basket in rebounding, constantly getting into bad positions, having players go over her back or go right around her. It was not a good night for Leah Boston, but the Fever did win the game. 85-77 was the final. Now here, thank you WNBA for this scheduling quirk. The New York Liberty have been off since Sunday, and now they play on Wednesday. The Indiana Fever played Tuesday in Boston, and they have to go to New York and play tonight. No rest for Indiana, 3 days off for New York, and I am worried about what we are going to see tonight because Caitlin Clark is not going to be available. She is ruled out. Again, it's that groin. And the shameful thing here, or the thing that's upsetting, is that she's probably going to miss the All-Star game in Indianapolis. One of the major events, a chance for her to really show off in her hometown, well, her hometown team. And she's not going to get a chance to do it. So I'm kind of upset about that because I doubt she's going to be playing in the All-Star game. You know she'll be coaching. She'll be doing some coaching. She's the captain of the team, for crying out loud. But she's probably going to be out because of the injury. But last night, the Fever were not great. They get a win. Tonight, they could be great and still lose to the New York Liberty. But we'll see what happens tonight in New York City. ESPY Awards coming up tonight. Great choice in host. If you can't get Nate Bargatze, then this guy's the next best choice. What's his name? I forgot his name now. He's actually one of my favorite comedians. But I think it will be entertaining. We'll see if the athletes buy into some of the humor, but I think they will. But that show is tonight. And then we're back to sports again. So here we go. Let's have you subscribe before you leave. Just checking to see if we got any comments we haven't replied to yet. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you share the channel. That's always very much appreciated. Also, big thanks to Mr. Vegas. I always appreciate his comments, his support of the channel. We'll talk to you more about how you can support the channel in the future. But right now, the best thing you can do costs you absolutely nothing, and that is just to subscribe. All right, I know it's kind of an off time of year, and the only thing I'm going to do is jump on when there's really something to say. I'm not going to drag this out just because we have to do a show. The toughest thing in sports talk radio is when you've got a daily show and you got to fill 2 hours and there is nothing going on. Here, I've got the luxury. If there's nothing going on, I don't do a video. If I feel like there's something I feel like talking about, I'll be on here. And by the way, Johnny Furphy, oh man, how much fun was that? Windmill, pull it back a little extra, and then throw it down and get the poster out of it too. That was fun. All right, we'll let you go. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll be talking to you soon, including this weekend when we will have another live Sports Rush. Do not miss it. Make sure you click that bell. Looking for you as a subscriber. Have a great Wednesday night.